Question 18. The figure below shows two similar right triangles such that A corresponds to D. The given dimensions are in feet. What is the length in feet of EF? So first thing you'll want to do whenever you have similar triangles is to draw them so that they look similar. Here they're all rotated, so it's hard to tell which sides match up to which sides on the other triangle. So we've got A, B, C, and you'll note that they named it going around clockwise. So that's going to be the same pattern for our other larger triangle, which I'm not so great at drawing apparently. So E corresponds to our right triangle, and they said that D and A correspond, so D goes up here, and F goes over to the right. So if AC is 6 and CB is 8, then we know that AB is 10. And you could do this with the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared is C squared. Solving for C will give you 10, but it's helpful to know this Pythagorean triple. It comes up a lot. So any instance of 3, 4, 5, or duplicates of, so 6, 8, 10, those are the two that come up most often. So that way it just saves you a little bit of math. You know, if you have 6 and 8, your hypotenuse will be 10. If you see 6 and a 10 here with nothing for the other one, you know it has to be 8. These are just very common triples that they use in these questions, more to save you time than anything. But you could always do Pythagorean theorem in case you weren't sure. So anyway, if we know that this is true, and we also know that the hypotenuse on our other triangle here is 20, well, we can see that in order to get from one triangle to the other, you just multiply by 2, right? To get from 10 to 20, we multiply by 2, and that's going to be true for any other side. So if we're solving for EF, well, in order to get from 8 to x, we multiply by 2, so 8 times 2 is 16. So that will be 16 here. You could also solve this with proportions. So if you set up two sets of fractions, we'll say that this is the smaller one and this is bigger. If you have, we're looking for x, and we know the hypotenuse is 20, and then the matching sides over on the other smaller triangle, x matches up with 8, and then 20 matches up with 10. So you could cross multiply and then divide. So 8 times 20 will give you 160, divided by 10 is 16. Just two different ways of getting to the same answer. Whichever one makes more sense to you intuitively is the one that you should go with. So in any case, we have found that segment EF is 16. So we'll choose J, 16.